Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. We are now officially in July, which means for Guilty Gear Strive, we have to talk about the fact who is going to be the first DLC character. If you recall, the developers of Guilty Gear Strive put out a roadmap for what's going to happen for the rest of the year, and July is specifically when we can expect the first character to drop. And yes, we have more in August, another one, and more throughout the rest of the year, but July is now, so we're getting them this month, and the big question is, who's it gonna be? Now, to tell you, there will be spoilers, I guess you could call it, because we already know who the 5 DLC characters will be. That has been data mined. If you don't want to know who they are going to be, if you do not want to be surprised, click off right now, because we're going to go through all 5. Once again, these characters have been data mined. These will be the 5 DLC characters. The question is specifically, well, what's the order gonna be? We know who they are, but what's the order gonna be? So just as a reminder, the 5 DLC characters that we know for Season 1 of Guilty Gear Strive, as per the data mining, are Gold Lewis Dickinson, That Man, Happy Chaos, Jam, and Jacko in her area form. And when it comes to who is first, they actually have already given us a little bit of hint, and we actually have more data, as in more data mining, to back this up a little bit in a minute here. But the hint they gave is this, that the first character, the one that is coming in July, is a character new to the series, never before been playable. So that immediately disqualifies Jam, and it basically disqualifies Jacko, because it still is Jacko in the end, right? Even if she has some different hair and maybe a slightly different attitude, still is Jacko. So that leaves us Gold Lewis, Happy Chaos, and Asuka R. Kreutz, aka That Man. Now, by the strictest definition, the exact quote they gave us was a totally new playable character joined the series for the first time. And by the strictest sense, totally new playable character for the first time, it has to be Gold Lewis, because That Man is not new, and Happy Chaos has been mentioned before in older games. Now, that's a little nitpicky, and I doubt they'll stick exactly to that wording, but if it was exactly by that wording, then it'd have to be Gold Lewis. So it's one of those 3. So now here's where more data mining comes into play. So I want to give a very big shout out to one Mergic Magaki, as they've done a lot of work in the data mining scene here. Now, yes, we've data mined the characters and all that specifically before, but they've gone one step further. They have done a lot more than just show the folders. They have now found what's in the folders, and that's a pretty big deal. So I will put a link to the Twitter thread in the video description, as I'll be showing parts of this, but not all this, and they've done a lot of good work, so check them out. And hey, did you ever want to see Gold Lewis T-posing? Well, hey, there it is, right? So Mergic Magaki has info on all these characters, at least model-wise, and I guess to not bury the lead, it looks like Gold Lewis is gonna be the first DLC character. So here, Mergic Magaki kind of confirming some things we already know. Gold Lewis has the coffin as a weapon, and also some very early but unfinished model details for the alien inside the coffin, who is also T-posing for your benefit. If you haven't watched the story mode yet, Gold Lewis has an alien in a coffin. It's a coffin from Area 51. He is the Secretary of Defense, after all, and there's an alien inside of it, and the alien does his bidding, as per the little lore section in the Guilty Gear Universe tab in Guilty Gear Strive. Although, to explain further, in that little lore section, it does explain Gold Lewis, despite having his own personal alien from Area 51, does not believe in aliens, and he thinks it's something else. But going back to the data mining here, they do state here, Gold Lewis has the densest skeleton in the Guilty Gear series so far, so to date. Even the amount of bones in his pockets, like, you know, for modeling and stuff, not actual bones, are ridiculous, and just all around very high polygon count. Finally, stating of these 5 DLC characters, he has the most complete model of everybody, therefore is the most likely candidate for the first DLC. Doesn't mean it's written in stone or anything, right? But if there's already a lot of work done on the character and seems to be further along than everybody else, that's usually a pretty good sign. And you take other small mitigating factors like, hey, comes out in July, 4th of July, Independence Day, dude's American AF, he's like the most American to ever America. That little thing like that makes sense to me. So I don't know when we're going to find out specifically, but like we have to find out at some point this month because it is coming out this month. But Gold Lewis is looking like the most likely suspect. That said, there is still more in this data mine, so let's cover it. We have a little peek at the playable Happy Chaos model. It's about the same it is in story mode, you know, what you'd expect. 2 guns, got a halo, all that kind of stuff. The person data mining it said they didn't really find too much noteworthy about it. As for that man, Aska R. Kreutz, there has been a little bit of stuff here. So they say that the story character model and the playable version of the character model are actually quite different. They deduce basically the extra features in the playable version of the character model may indicate he might have some sort of install, because Soul also has a lot of this extra stuff. Not my area of expertise to be sure, but hey, if they do have an install, that'd be amazing, right? Aska is the gear maker, the whole reason the Dragon install exists to begin with, right? So stands the reason he'd have his own special stuff. As for Jam, specifically not too much. The only thing that is there with Jam is it's literally the Exard model copy and pasted into the Strive folders right now anyways. So I guess work in progress perhaps. The one change that she does have is specifically her face, and it might have to do with the ending, as Jam and many other Exard characters are in the ending. But their stills, Jam is the only one that has an actual model. And we have Jacko, and seemingly the playable version of Jacko is not quite up to snuff with everyone else, so perhaps she's further down the line. But then again, we do know that the August character will be a returning character, and Jacko and Jam therefore are the 2 most likely candidates, even though they don't seem to have much work done just yet, but hey, that's quite a whiles away, so who knows how that'll turn out. And once again, there's a lot more in those Twitter threads than what I have went over, so please check the video description, and you'll see a direct link there if you just want to see every little detail. So now, armed with this knowledge, in the comments below, let me know what you think, and let me know how you think things are going to turn out. Now, to be all the way real with you guys, if you know anything about me, I've been on the Gold Lewis camp since the day he first showed up in a trailer, right? Just for the story mode. I am all the way in when it comes to Gold Lewis. I've already proclaimed myself on Twitter the best Gold Lewis player in the world, right? I want this character. Everything about this character, from big fat army man to weird alien Area 51, like, oh my god. Everything about this character is so cool to me. So anything proving that he's going to be the first character is awesome to me, and that seems to be where this news is going. And the fact that I just really want to play him, right? I think he's a cool character, so hopefully, to me, he is the first character. And if he winds up not being the first character, tune in to my Twitter, because I'm sure I'll have a meltdown of some kind, because I am, like, irrationally invested in this at this point. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But anyways, my friends, that is the news as it currently stands. Hopefully, sooner rather than later in this month, we'll get official confirmation one way or the other how things are going to go on the DLC front and who will be the first character. And until then, that is the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Guilty Gear.